All right, what's up, everybody? You are on deck with Third Eye Cam, and today's date, August 25th, 2021. The time is 11:50. I'm doing my due diligence and doing my thing, but I just want to take a minute to have a dialogue with y'all. Just some thoughts that's on my mind, nothing major. Just some things to think about. All my life, critically, I'm a critical thinker, so it's hard for me not to try to think on a low frequency since I was really 7. Despite all the little, growing up situations that I've had to get me to the point where I am today, and I'm still evolving. I've always been a critical thinker, and I'm highly blessed for that because it has led me away from a lot of chaos. And when I was in the heat of the battle with people, situations, whatever. First and foremost, let me jump on this symbol that you're seeing on the screen. This is my symbol that I drew up 2 weeks ago. I've been trying to figure out for the longest, and not to make any kind of idols, just a representation of, art, because I like art. I'm not trying to draw any kind of deity or God, but my interpretation of like the human body, I was like, what would be a good symbol for the connection between God and the human body as we currently are? So, I kind of combined the stick figure with this symbol. And if you look at the top of the symbol, the halo that's also a part of the arms is the letter G. And if you look at the circle, which represents the head of man, we're born with the head, brain, a thinking process. That's where our computer is. That represents the head. The triangle that some people call the pyramid or whatever, that they put into a symbol of power on the American dollar, which sprang forth from Egypt, really sprang forth through man from God. That symbol, all these shapes, the square, the circle, the triangle. Your very phone is a square, or oblong. If you divide it in half, it's 2 squares. So that you're looking at this symbol through. So back on topic. I don't want to do too many sidebars. This is just my little symbol, just for fun. Not only just for fun, but because I like to see things come into fruition. I have an engineering mind, I have an artistic mind, and I like to see things as I see it in my mind. My mind has seen the symbol for years. I finally slowed down to jot it down on paper, and here it is. So, one of my subscribers, I don't know if they're still on my page or not. Big up to them. I don't know if they want me to call their name, but they asked me why did I draw this symbol, and was it a Masonic symbol? And my response is that no, as far as this symbol, is not. So I broke down to them that this was a depiction of the human body. You can see the legs, you can see the torso, and you can see the hands lifting up in the air connected to the letter G. So the hands form the letter G. Because, we work with our hands, we walk with our feet. We always putting our hands in the air. Our hands are never down by our sides. At some point, whenever you use your hands, they're higher than your thigh, your waist level. So I use it to form G because a lot of us do hold God at a high esteem. And that's what the hand representing the curvature of the G, which G is for God, and the O, which is the human head, and that triangle, which is a delta symbol, which is the letter D. So you got G-O-D. And I want to clear that out for anybody. Now that I'm pretty sure you've seen it, but yes and no, this has something to do with Masonics. Masonics in its purity is a building society. Everything around you was built. If you have a problem with Masons, then you should move out of your house, move into a tent, live on the streets, live somewhere in the forest, but not have a roof over your head. That's the kind of Masonics that I subscribe to. The speculative Masonics that I subscribe to, it is a fraternity, brotherhood. Unfortunately, there are some idiots that got into it and, cut their slice of the pie from the original pie, and they've misused the power of it in high places that are now ruling the world. So if you're gonna jump into the mathematics of accusing all Masons of being evil, and I'm not defending Masons, but I am defending the original thought process that God allowed man to have without all the evils connected to it that are now running rampant around the world today by hostile takeovers, because everything good in the world can be made bad. Satan does it every day. He tries to make God bad. He's got a lot of y'all indoctrinated and you don't even know it. Do you worship after the American dollar? Or we all need it, so we have to use it. We have to use the American dollar just to get through this system that has been designed by some people since 1775, and once America was established. In that couple of hundred years, and America's only 200 and some years old in its United States establishment. And trust me, I'm not knocking this. It's a beautiful establishment, but it's been corrupted by a lot of individuals who are just have an ulterior motive on a financial level, a land level, an ownership level, and now a power level, a power structure level, and a spiritual level. So all that is being attacked by bad, and it initially started out as good. From the time that God said, "Let there be light," all was good until he made Adam and told all his angels to bow down, and Satan rejected that. That's when things went bad. So with that being said, here we are. So I hope that y'all understand this TechGODlogy symbol. That's something that I came up with a long time ago. I'm very abstract and I like to think outside the box. So, this TechGODlogy, which is God's technology, the human body is God's technology, TechGODlogy. So I'm not talking about anything else other than that, other than, whatever else that God put out in the world that works in a technological motion is TechGODlogy, which would be everything around us. But initially, since God started with the human body in this realm, on this planet called Earth, in Genesis, in the Bible, when he said, "Let us make man," that was TechGODlogy. All right. Now that we're off that, let me jump over to some other things. This whole world and what we're going through right now is really awesome times. For us to be seeing what we're seeing in the sky is bad for some people. I don't know all of the Bible. I'm still reading through it. I read through it here and there as a child, but now I'm really getting deep into it. And God will put you in that position sometimes so that way you can understand how things work once you get past your own little self situations where, you're mostly concerned about me, I, me, my. Once he gets you past that point, because I struggled with that as a younger person, and he helped me get over that bridge, that hump, that mountain. Now every day I wake up, I'm all about God, and that's why honestly I do God mathematics. And mathematics is not concerning numbers, it's concerning the way that things are done, how I should proceed to get through an algorithm to get to a solution. So mathematics is just not just numbers, it's the way that you conduct through a situation so that you can get a better solution through an algorithm of movements, because we know that everything on the planet is math. The size of this, the size of that, the size of everything around you has numbers circumventing its parameters for a measurement. So with that being said, mathematics is deep, but I do God mathematics in accordance to everything that I'm researching and what's in God's Bible and other books that people tell us not to read because they want to keep us blind. But that's that. Doing God mathematics will keep you out of a whole lot of heat and will keep you blessed. That means talking to God, praying to God. Before you proceed in a direction, consult God. The one true God, the God that made the heavens and the earths. And I'm going straight to him. I don't need anybody that I have to go through, because when God made Adam, God dealt directly with Adam. And honestly, not everybody's, but that's where a lot of people's bloodline comes through, straight from Adam. So we didn't have to go through anybody else. I don't have to go through Satan. I don't have to go through nobody else. I can go straight to God and ask the questions. That's the luxury that I have. And a lot of y'all who don't realize that you have that luxury also. Some people, however, bad souls on the planet, they lost that luxury because they so-called Satan worship. But I'm not here to jump on that either. I could care less about Satan worshipers. They can get the hell out my way, literally, physically, spiritually. I really mean that, because I'm one of the ones that's probably more likely going to be one of God's weapons. God does use some humans as weapons. So with that being said, beware of you evil spirits that want to come out and try to tear something down. Now, I'm going to keep this conversation short. Try not to get too deep into it. We will continue more conversations like this. Whenever you see this symbol, this is me going into my hierarchy of my mind. And that's also what that pyramid represents. The mind. Nothing evil. The head is what encircles the pyramid. And God, the G, is the outcome of all that, the total perimeter. The body is, but the body cannot function, honestly, without the mind as one, unless you put a different mind in it. But the body cannot function if you take any individual's mind out, just like a computer. You take the central processing core out, it won't work. So the body is kind of outside of that head. The arms are lifting up the G, attached to the G, which is lifting up God, and the feet stand firmly at the foundation, and that G represents God through us, in us. The O, the D, the O is the embodiment of the spirit, the temple, and the triangle. Even though it's D, that's the mind, because we think in a trifecta type of a situation. We got the good, the bad, and the balance, and the in between. So we got the good on the right side, the bad on the left, and the balance is in the middle, which is the top, the so-called capstone. So you got a good side stone, you got a bad side stone, and a good side stone. So a balanced side stone, which means you consider the good and the bad, and you make a neutral decision to keep you out of situations. That's just my interpretation of it. The O, the reason why I put those little sweeps in there like it's turning, because the head is always swiveling, and the mind is always turning the mind. Whatever you see with your eyes when you swivel in your head, left or right, up, down, everything in between, that's your eyes seeing what you can see. Pardon me on that. Had a phone call, so it kind of screwed up my audio, but we'll keep moving. So I'm gonna keep this real short. We'll hit more topics like I said, when you see the symbol pop up, which is TechGODlogy, just a dialogue between humans. So please don't take my symbol as like something evil. I promise you it's not. I mean, we all have evil in us. We can all think up evil really well, but me, I choose the better path. I choose a better path of good and balance. I don't want to deal with anything evil. I promise you I don't. So we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled program as we watch the sky. Right now, there's nothing much in the sky. Today's date, the time is 12:20 right now. And I'm in Virginia, out in the mountains. I'm about to pass, Natural Bridge. So I'm headed towards Roanoke. Headed to Pulaski, if any of my subscribers live in that area. I know Designs by Delphine. She lives around these areas. Big up to her. I really want to appreciate and thank all of y'all for the time and patience that you're sticking with me. I'm not trying to start any kind of situations or any lies. I've been seeing some weird stuff above my head, and it's the weird stuff turned normal for me. Cause any day I don't see my planets like today or any asteroids, I get nervous. Cause it's like, okay, where are they? If I got eyes on them and they're harmlessly floating by, it's like, okay, oh, I see them. I see where they are. But if I don't see them, it's like, oh my God, where are they? They could be crashing somewhere. But trust in God. Whatever your God is, I can't speak to that. But if you trust in the Most High God, the God that made this wonderful earth, then, you know, stick with that. Also, before I end, that's another topic I want to hit on. Has anybody stopped to consider that maybe the earth, from the time that we historically knew about it, was kind of asleep, or AKA / dead? And now the earth is starting to wake back up since it's got near these planets and are joining these planets, which it really, I feel like this earth was kicked away from those planets when in the Bible they say that heaven was separated from earth. I think these planets, however they are approaching, I think they're a part of what we would call heaven. Like, seriously. Because why are people going through so much to so much lengths to try to hide it? And why is it when I put it out, I have to get like kind of just like chastised, get numbers taken away from me, people drop? And I know a lot of people are waking up. This is a whole new world that's coming. This new normal actually was an old normal back in the day, and I think it's a lot more exotic than what we're dealing with now. The world looks exotic. I've been to some exotic places, but I think it's about to really wake back up and get really exotic. You heard about them having grand trees and, you know, that reach way up in the heavens that were chopped down like that. Devil's Mountain out there in Montana, that was a tree. In Madagascar, they found big leaves that are part of the landscape if you look at it from an orbital view. Yeah, look it up. Madagascar. In other parts of the world, they found like trees that were reaching way up. They got possibly, more than likely, chopped down, cut down some kind of form or fashion, and that's why all this wood got supplied to the world. So, like, check into these things, y'all. Y'all got to really get deeper than what you are. Get out of your comfort zone. I've been out my comfort zone for a long time. Matter of fact, I never fully got comfortable. And I look to the sky. I've always looked to the sky for comfort because I was looking for God, not at the planets, moon, stars, and the sun to worship. Looking for God to come in between that from there somewhere to come back and get me, because I feel like I've been stranded on planet Earth. A lot of people have treated me really hostile, and it's not about me. I'm just saying, from my point of view, I've never been that in the cool crowd type of a guy throughout my entire life. Now, I was one of the coolest in a different way. I was a DJ when I was younger, so all the cool guys wanted to hang out with me and pay me for my DJing services, because me throwing a party brought all the girls to the guys who paid me to throw the parties, and some of them met their girlfriends and wives and babies' mamas. So I was cool like that. I met a lot of interesting people throughout my life. My subscribers, y'all are very interesting. I like when y'all dialogue with me. I love it, because I don't really get to talk to too many people outside, you know, face to face. A lot of y'all, I honestly would love to meet you. It would be awesome to meet y'all, because we are like-minded. We're not fooling ourselves. We're just like-minded. Whether I'm wrong on the topic or right or in between, I can count on y'all to keep me on that straight and narrow path, to make me think critically, continuously, when we're dealing with our heavy topics. All y'all vibrate at a high frequency. Y'all been God blessed. So y'all are TechGODlogy too. I'm gonna actually take this symbol and put it on a shirt and some hats. You know, I think it's a very interesting symbol. And it's not a deity, it's just a symbol. Represents something, just like all the other symbols on the planet. But it's not nothing to be worshipped, just something to make you think like, oh, TechGODlogy. You can associate TechGODlogy with this symbol. Like technology, technology. The techniques of knowing of the ology. This is the techniques of knowing of God's ology. TechGODlogy. Alright, so with that, I'm gonna jump off. Like I said again, please watch, like, subscribe, and share, and we will get back to y'all. And I deeply appreciate you, and just stick with me. Alright, Third Eye Cam, representing that TechGODlogy. Poof.
is a journey into sound.